Okay, so as I said, I'm just going to run through a couple of things. So just some important people you might need to know. RCS school uniform, the school day, some information about subjects that you'll study here, extracurricular opportunities, so things outside the classroom that you can be getting involved with, upcoming events, and then, like I said, there'll be the chance at the end to ask any questions, which I've done one of these already with another primary school, and we spent, to be honest, most of the time just having having a couple of questions and just seeing what you guys want to find out, really. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Miss Keogh. I teach English here at RCS. I have done for the last couple of years. So I'm usually based in the English block. So if you know what the school looks like, the English block is just based to the left of reception. My other role in school is literacy and transition coordinator. So if you need any extra support with your literacy skills, you're likely to be in literacy classes. So you'll be working with me there too. We obviously have Mrs. O'Brien, who's the CEO of our Wickersley Partnership Trust. Our head teacher is Mr. Turton. Most of you all have probably met Mrs. Tomlinson, who's our transition coordinator. And then you will be having a head of year and a student manager, an SPM, but they'll be confirmed later in the year. We're not sure quite yet who's that's going to be. On to uniform then. So at RCS, we have a plain white shirt, a clip-on school tie, a school jumper or cardigan, black trousers or skirt which has our logo on, plain black leather shoes. As you can see in this picture here, we've got Kimiko, and she's our top girl, so you can see she's wearing her golden tie. So there's plenty of opportunities here for achievements and awards for good effort that's put into school, and those are recognised. Here's some pictures then close up. I'm sorry if they're a bit blurry, hopefully you can make them out, of our school uniform. So you can see we've got the cardigan here in the middle, that's our jumper, and each of them have this logo on, which is for the trust. So when you come through the gates in the morning, we'll be able to have a uniform check to make sure that the trousers and the jumper, etc., is correct. This is our PE kit, so it's the same kind of colour scheme. You've got your kind of PE trousers, shorts, jumper with a zip, polo, and then this is our hoodie. Something quite interesting about the hoodie is you can actually get it personalised, so you can have your name on the back. That's quite popular with our students, so just something useful to know there. So what does a school day look like at RCS? During normal times, which I'm hopeful we'll be back to by the time it's kind of rollover. We work to a 4-period day, so each lesson is an hour and 20 minutes long. The day starts off at 9:15. You have a warning bell, and we have a 15-minute form period with your form tutor. So that's someone that you'll check in with every day with your form. You'll get to know them really well. We have 2 30-minute break times where food is available, both breaks, and the school day normally finishes at 3:10. So what kind of subjects do our Year 7s study? You'll all be studying quite a challenging, broad curriculum of at least 13 subjects from when you start, and you'll all be studying a language. Some of you might have some extra support in weekly literacy or numeracy lessons, and you'll have a lesson of social studies where you learn about topical issues. So you can see on this table here how many lessons that you have per week. So we have 3 of English drama and 3 of maths, 2 for science, languages, PE, technology, and then history, geography, IT, music, art, and social studies is the ones. Extracurricular opportunities then, so we have our school production, we have movement evening, R Factor if you fancy a bit of singing and drama. We also have science club, chess club, you can learn to play a musical instrument, or a variety of school sports clubs. So we've got football, netball, climbing, cross country, athletics, so plenty there. And I guess my top tip would be just to have a go at something if you fancy it, really. There's plenty on offer there, and if there is anything that you fancy having a go at that we don't offer, come and have a chat with us and we'll see if we can make it possible. some upcoming events then. So the next transition sort of event for you guys is in March, and that's where you get a bit of a taster session for your subjects of English, maths and science, so you get a bit of an insight into what a lesson might be. 9th of June, we have our third transition evening where you're invited to meet your form tutor. If it's still not possible, which we're really hopeful it will be, to meet in person, this will still be done in some form over live streaming. And then from the 21st of June is rollover, where you'll arrive at RCS to start 4 weeks before the summer as a year 7. So just if you want to find out any more information, make sure you check out our website or Facebook page. We also have our own YouTube channel where videos are regularly uploaded called RCS Tube. So make sure you check out our transition pages. Plenty of videos are made for you guys and your parents. Okay, now it's over to you guys if you have any questions at all. Does anyone have any questions? Yep.
What food is there?
Oh, that's a good question. The last primary school asked this as well. So we have hot and cold foods available. So in the cafe, we've got things like panini, pizza slices, we've got pasta pots, potato. We have like homemade cookies, which are really good. Sausage rolls, healthier snacks as well, obviously. So there's lots of food available. And obviously you can bring in your own lunch if you prefer that.
That's your question. Yeah, right, Jack.
Are you allowed to go home to your parents for?
Can you go home for dinner?
Can you go home at dinner? No, you're not allowed to leave site. So as soon as you're in from 8:45, you have to have both your breaks, your lunches in school. You're not allowed to go back home for dinner. Bell goes at 3:10, and that's when you're allowed to leave site.
Wait, so you
Okay. Do you have any non-dinner related questions? Go on, Regan. What's the rules on bringing phones in?
That's a good question. Yeah, so sometimes you're allowed to use phones in lesson if the teacher says so for things like research, but on the whole, phones must be away unless you've been given permission to get them out. So you can't be walking the corridors with your phone out and earphones. They have to be away. Sometimes at break, when the weather's bad and you're allowed in the classrooms, you can be on your phone at break if it's away in the classroom. But the best thing to do is just to ask for permission to make sure it's okay. I'm sure it's the same at school with you guys over at Thorogate, is it?
Or we'll just say don't use them.
Yeah, just don't use them, yeah.
The general rule is don't use them unless you give them permission to.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to phone people at break time if you're on your phone?
I think that already answers the question we just had there.
Can you repeat that one,
Are
sorry?
you allowed to phone people if you've got your phone at break time? If you're allowed it?
Not really. Again, not unless you were asked. Unless you asked for permission, I would say not.
Okay, Mia.
How do we know what time a lesson is?
It's a good question. How do we know what times the lessons are?
Okay, so you'll be given a timetable when you start, which will have all the times on. You can always ask anyone, any other student, if you're confused. But we do have bells that tell you that you need to be at your lesson. So we have bells for 5 minutes before the end of break, and then at the start of the lesson and the end as well.
You learn, don't you? What will be in place for those transition weeks to help people know where to go?
What will be in place for what? Sorry, it broke off.
Got the 4 weeks transition. How will they know where to go?
Yeah, so you'll be given a timetable and you'll be going around. Hopefully, we'll be moving around the school site by then. It does depend what situation we're in, but you'll know where to go because you'll either be with your friends or a teacher will point you in the right direction. There's no reason to worry about getting lost because obviously you will quickly learn the grounds of the school, and there's just everyone about to ask if you're unsure where you're going.
Okay, Jacob. You know what? Do you have coffee?
We do have hot drinks available in the cafe. Yeah, we have tea, coffee, and hot chocolate.
Sorry, I was teasing. Okay. Harry. Do you have to pay for your dinner? Yes.
In short, yes, so that will get sorted when you come here. We normally have like a thumbprint system where you put your thumbprint on. Obviously, with COVID, we have to scrap that for now. So it's like a parent pay system, and you quote your PIN. But that'll all be explained to you when you start. But yeah, it's all kind of online money transfers. Ideally, not walking around with cash.
Okay, got it.
You have to like sit with certain people because my sister's got like this white wristband and she has to sit with different people when she has to eat.
Oh yeah, so we've done the coloured wristbands. That was part of the bubble that we're doing at the minute. So you have specific places to go at break. It might change back to normal by the time you guys are here, which is where you can go, obviously on the courts, the basketball courts, outside in what we call the quad, which is in like a little area in the blocks, which is outside. So hopefully we'll be out of that system. But if we're not, then yes, a different coloured band of where you're meant to be at each break.
Okay, Jack again.
Do you get detention if you like to punch?
In short, it depends what the reason is you're late for. If it's a valid reason, like if you live ages away and your bus is late, then obviously if you let us know in advance, we'll just put a note on the register. But if it's because you've just been unorganised, you'd come in your lesson, you'd apologise to the teacher, explain why you're late, and if it's something that's happened a few times, then yes, you'd be put in detention after school.
Is it 220
Bring it.
How many classrooms are there?
How many classrooms are there?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know a specific number of how many classrooms there are. A lot. We obviously have subject blocks, so we have buildings for specific subjects that are almost 2 floors. So I'd say each block probably has about 15 classrooms in. So yeah, it's a big site.
Well, you've been in the DT department before, haven't you, lot? So I wanted to make
I'm
video
the
game
filming
controllers.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you've done the green screen and bit. You've been in the main hall. You've already been in quite a lot of it.
Yeah, that's good then. You're off to a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of you know a lot of the building structure already, don't you? Harrison.
Because there's so many people, how would you know you see friends?
How will you meet your friends because there's so many people?
Yeah, that's a good one. So what most of our students tend to do is at break time, so obviously we use sets in our classes, so you're in a group according to your ability, so you're not grouped with necessarily all your mates, but everyone's in the same boat and you'll make loads of new friends. If at break time obviously you want to meet your friends, what you do is you just have a chat at the start of the day and you'd say, oh, first break should we meet at the cafe or the hatch or by the maths block, and then you just go to that location and meet your mates. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A bit of organisation needed, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know when you get detention, when does it end and what do you do in detention? Because when my brother had detention, he was in school until 4:20.
Yeah, so what with our detention system, how it works is for a variety of reasons, you might be placed in detention. Hopefully none of you will be. You don't look like the types that will be put in detention. But what happens is at the end of your parent or guardian will get a text home, so they know that you're put in detention, and your teacher will escort you to the detention room. So there's no wandering off. The teacher comes with you. Obviously, if you refuse, then that's a bigger issue. And then we have different detention rooms for different reasons. So we have a detention room for people that have been sent out of lesson, which is the most severe. And you're right, that is the longest detention. And I think it's at least an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, if you say you've not done your homework a few times, then it might be a detention for half an hour. It varies really. It's up to the teacher for how long you're in for.
You know, if you're in detention for like an hour and 15 minutes, what do you do in that time? Do you just sit there or do you work?
You're normally given some work to do to complete to obviously a good standard by the time it's finished. Yeah, ideally you're not just going to sit there doing nothing. That'd be a bit of an unproductive use of time.
Let's not have any new hands up now, please, because there's 5 here, and that'll do us. Stand up.
What time is break time?
What time is break time?
What time is break time? So the first break is at 11:30 till 12, and the second break is at, I believe, is it 1 till 10 to, so you've got your 2 half-an-hour breaks there.
There you go.
Right.
I think that's only in bad weather, isn't it? Can you spend your breaks indoors?
In bad weather, yes, Sir's right. If the weather's really bad, then you can come into a classroom to have your dinner.
Okay, last 2, Harriet. How much do sausage rolls cost?
Well, I had a veggie sausage roll, and it was on par with the Greggs one. I have to say, I was pretty impressed, and I'm pretty sure it was 80. But that might change.
Inflation. Last one, Cody. How much omelette do you get? Homework. That was awesome. How much homework do you get?
That's a good question as well. So in English, we actually set our homework online. So you'll get a login to this website, and it's like lots of quizzes that you complete that are marked. I'd say probably you get sorry, I can't talk today. You get homework every couple of lessons in most subjects, but in your core subjects of English, maths, and science, at least every week.
Every week, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It depends what year you're in, because obviously if you broke in GCSE year, we tend to get a bit more.
Well,
Any more questions, or is that everything?
I think that's it for now. Thank you. Can we email if we come up with any more?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Well, thank you for your time.
Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.